Asian stocks bruised as U.S. inflation facts boosts recession fear. Hong Kong Asian shares struggled on Thursday and the safe haven greenback was sturdy as warm U.S. inflation information drove worry the Federal Reserve will improve interest costs even extra aggressively to gradual fee increases, doubtlessly sending the economy into recession. MSCI's broadest index of Asia-Pacific stocks outdoor Japan misplaced 0.1%, soaring just above the two-year low hit on Tuesday, while U.S. Nasdaq futures shed 0.3%. Japan's Nikkei bucked the fashion by growing 0.6%, helped by way of the yen's weak point in opposition to the dollar boosting exporters. Overnight U.S. records confirmed rising charges of gas, food and higher drove the Customer Price Index (CPI) up 9.1% ultimate month, leading to worries that the Fed should increase rates with the aid of sizable 100 foundation factors at its assembly next month in place of the 75 that have been expected. The regarding thing within the CPI numbers was the breadth of increases, mentioned Shane Oliver, leader economist at AMP/OTC, AMLTF, who stated nearly 90% of the USA CPI components noticed increases of more than 3%. Market pricing at the CME's FedWatch device currently indicates a 78% danger of a 100 basis boom, although Oliver stated this could be a knee-jerk response to the high CPI studying. I personally think the Fed will stick with 75, which remains a high quantity. If they go to 100 it'll look like they're panicking. Only time will inform though. The Fed does have an unconditional commitment to get inflation backpedal. U.S. two-year yields, which replicate hobby price expectancies, were last at 3.121%, just often in a single-day 4-week excessive, increasing their lead on U.S. benchmark 10 years yields which had been at 2.9558%. So-called yield curve inversion, whilst short-dated interest costs are better than longer ones, is typically visible as an indicator of a recession, and the gap between the two touched 25 foundation factors in early Asia. This is also horrific news for Asian economies and shares. Carlos Casanova, senior economist at UBP, mentioned a recession in the U.S. would imply much less demand for Asian exports, with traders turning greater danger off and moving money out of emerging markets, and forcing Asian valuable banks to raise quotes themselves to avoid forex depreciation. So far Bank of Korea and the Reserve Bank of New Zealand seem to be competing with every different to see who may be the most hawkish, but all the other imperative banks are lagging. We will see greater fee hikes in Asia, so that you can cause a deceleration in combination demand, credits increase, intake and so on. Singapore's important bank additionally tightened its financial coverage on Thursday, in an off-cycle flow hoping to gradual inflation, sending the local forex up 0.7%. Elsewhere in forex markets, the euro turned into soaring back just above parity with the greenback at $1.00155. It in brief dipped to $0.9998 overnight, breaking beneath $1 for the first time considering that December 2002. The European Crucial Bank faces a quandary of whether or not to permit the foreign money fall in addition, pushing up already document high inflation, or preventing back with greater rapid hobby charge hikes increasing the harm to an economy already hit hard by using high energy costs. The dollar was additionally firm towards different majors, growing over 138 yen for the fifth time for the reason that September 1998. The dollar index, which tracks the currency in opposition to 6 majors, changed into maintaining firm at 108.45. Oil expenditures slightly prolonged their current losses due to inflation issues. Brent crude futures for September fell 0.1% to $99.49, and U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude lost 0.15% to $96.17. Gold faced heavy selling stress as higher prices hurt the non-interest-bearing asset. The spot charge was down 0.5% at $1,725 an oz.